Hi and welcome to our session this afternoon for construction trades. So it's our live Q&A for construction trades just about to start. Just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. So if you can hear me, you've got a chat panel to the right of your screen. And if you could just perhaps just drop a note in there for me, just to let me know that you can hear me okay, please, that would be fantastic. Okay, I've got nothing coming up in the chat panel. Can I just ask my moderators, can you just pop something in the chat panel if you can hear me? Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Right, so we'll make a start then in that case. So welcome to MidKent College and to this afternoon's live Q&A webinar. My name's Steve. I'm going to be your host for this afternoon. I'm joined by Doug, who's here from our construction trades team this afternoon. And Doug, in a moment, is going to give you an idea about what those courses entail and all the fantastic things that our students get to experience on those programs. Visitors to our open days normally tell us that they value the opportunity to do two things. They really like the opportunity to look around the campuses and, particularly with construction trades, to get into the workshops and see those spaces that they're going to be learning in, and also the chance to have a conversation and ask questions to our teachers. Now, obviously, under current circumstances, we can't bring you into the campus to have a look around at the moment. So apologies for that, but we have got some 360-degree photos on our website. So if you do want to see some of the classrooms, workshop spaces, social areas, all of those photos are available on our website for you to see. So although I can't do that kind of tour at the moment, what I can do is give you live direct access to our teaching staff. So that's what we're going to be doing shortly. Yeah, we're really glad that Doug has taken the time out of his day to come and speak to us this afternoon. Just some general housekeeping. At the top of your screen in the top right, you'll see that we've got the chat panel, as I mentioned already, but we've also got a tab next to it called polls. So if you could click on that for me, please. And if you could let me know, if you could ask that question for me, if you could let me know whether or not you've applied for a place at the college yet, please, that'd be fantastic.
And I so wish I was able to you, and I so wish I would be able to talk to you in person, but virtually, hopefully your opportunity to get to know a little bit more about the college will help you with your decisions that you need to make. So over the next 30 minutes in this virtual open event, you're going to have an opportunity to meet one of the tutors from your chosen subject area. Really make the most of that time to find out what it means for you. Ask some questions. No question is a silly question. Please ask whatever question you've got. Take some notes, but make sure that you've got the info that you really need to make that decision about what you want to do in September. And if you're really not sure what you want to do, then you're not the only person. There are lots of people every year that we see. It won't be any different the current year under these current circumstances who really don't know what they want to do. There might be even some. There are lots of people every year that we see. It won't be any different the current year under these current circumstances who really don't know what they want to do. There might be even some of you who are thinking you really don't know what to do because you see what's going on in the world and you're not quite sure what job prospects there may be. By the time you finish your programme, the world will be a different place again, and there will be many more opportunities then that may not exist now. So talk to our staff about it. And also don't be frightened if you don't know what you want to do. Have a look at some of our other sessions. Come into other sessions and see. What's really important, and one thing I say to everybody who comes into the college, you must feel comfortable with the people that you're going to be sharing your next few months and years with. And I want you to feel comfortable that you're going to be able to flourish and thrive as a person not just study a qualification, but flourish and thrive as a person with those people you talk to. So if you don't get any of the answers that you think you need in the virtual session, we've got a brilliant team on our course inquiries, and we've got a brilliant team in our careers office who will help you navigate the language, what options there are, and for you, what's the right thing to do, which is a question we often get asked every year. I hope you enjoy your session, and I really, really hope that I get to see you very, very soon at the college, and we look forward to welcoming you with us in September, if not in person, virtually, that's for sure. Good luck.
Okay, so thanks to Simon for recording that short video for us. So Doug, I'm just going to bring up your slides now, and if you could bear with me, I'll just activate your microphone, and then we're over to you.
Cheers, Steve. My name's Doug. I'm one of the construction tutors here at the college. I'm going to show you a variety of slides today based on the courses we deliver and all the wonderful facilities that we also have. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the right course for you at the moment? Is it a level 1? Is it a level 2 program? Maybe even a level 3? Now, I would have discussed those, mainly level 1 and 2, throughout these slides. Now, our level 1 programs, we have a multi-trades course, which is called a level 1 construction skills program. Now, within that program, you'll be studying 3 trades: painting and decorating, carpentry, and bricklaying. Within that, we also do a carpentry only level 1 program. So if you just want to be a carpenter, that will be your route. If you want to learn a bit about each trade, then the construction skills multi-trades pathway would be the one for you. Now, those courses are run in state-of-the-art facilities, and I've visited quite a few colleges in the southeast and across the country over the last few years, and without doubt our facilities are equal, if not superior, to most of those, so we're really very lucky. Now, the level 1 programs are 70% of that course is practical, so you'll find yourself in the workshop on the level 1 for a big chunk of that course, okay? And the reason for that is to get your hand skills up to the level ready to get you onto a level 2 course this time next year, okay? The 30% of that is the theory base, so it's in the classroom where you'll be building up assignments and a portfolio of construction knowledge, again, to get yourself ready for the level 2 programs this time next year. Okay, now, how do they work? Now, practical, you'll be building walls, as you'd expect a bricklayer to do. It'll be cavity walls, single skin bricklaying, okay, and you'll get graded on these. So when you're ready for assessment, your tutor will tell you, okay, so you won't be just doing something for the first time, be graded. You'll be practicing 2, 3, 4 times on every aspect of the course, and then when you're ready to be graded, your tutor will assess you. And the grading criteria for the level 1 courses are pass, merit, or distinction based on the final outcome. Okay. Our level 2 programs, we have the maintenance operations, which is the first one I'm going to have a discussion about. Now, a lot of people ask us, what is the difference between your level 2 maintenance course and the multi-trades? Now, the word maintenance means to fix things, so that's the main, probably the easiest way to describe it. So our maintenance operation course has 11 practical assessments. Again, it's a year-long program, like the level 1. Okay, it's a year-long program, and there's 11 practical assessments. Now, to fix something, whether it's a hole in a wall where you've got a plaster, whether it's a brick wall needs fixing, you have to learn how to do it in the first place before you can fix it. So quite often the course is twisted around where you'll learn how to plaster well before you actually can fix any type of defects. So you'll learn a variety of trades on the maintenance course, including plastering, flooring, painting and decorating, carpentry, brickwork, and some general building activities like paving, roofing repairs, and some drainage. So it's quite broad, that course. Again, that is a 60% practical and a 40% theory. Now, as a level 2 program, you'd expect it to be more challenging than level 1. So there's a lot more assessments involved and a lot more examinations from a theory aspect. So that is something we prepare you for, to prepare you to pass those exams and hopefully support you getting into the industry or into a level 3 program as well the following year. Okay. Now, our maintenance workshop is fantastic. It's 2 years old, superb facility, and it gets you everything you need to prepare you for employment. Okay, like the level 1, it's graded pass, merit and distinction as well on any type of task you do. If you're unaware of what that means, a pass would be that you've done a very good job, but you needed a little bit of support from your tutor to get there. Okay, a merit would be that it's a very, very good job, but a couple of small defects to need to improve, but no support whatsoever. And a distinction would be an outstanding piece where you're pretty competent on that skill set. All right. In the theory type, on the theory for the level 2, which is the same for the carpentry courses, which we'll discuss next. For the theory, you'll be studying a variety of different units. So health and safety and building principles will be your first 2 units you study. Okay. So you'll be studying them in the classroom with your lecturer through presentations, group work, question and answer sheets, getting you prepared, getting your knowledge ready. And again, when your tutor thinks you're ready to sit an online test, you will, and I'm sure you will achieve first time. One of our courses is our level 2 paint and decorating course. Now, this is slightly different for the decorating and the carpentry courses. The way they're run in terms of the assessing is a little bit different, so we'll have a look at that shortly. Now, for the painting and decorating, which is my main trade, again, it's a 1-year program. Okay, typical skill sets you're going to be learning: hanging wallpaper, painting using a variety of different surface coatings, preparation techniques, specialist finishes, coving, and the list obviously goes on and on. Now, lots of our students, once they complete this course, they progress on to another course within the college. Then they might commonly go on to the maintenance course afterwards. So they not only are they a competent decorator, they also want to learn a bit about each of the other trades to again make themselves more employable when that time comes around. Now, the way this course is assessed is different. You'll be studying a variety of units in practical and theory. If we start off with the theory, you'll be studying similar units in the way the content is, but the way it's assessed will be different. So you'll be studying all of the units at a similar time from September all the way through till March. When you hit March, you will sit a theory multiple choice exam. Okay, that is based on all the units in altogether. Okay, and then you get your results six to 8 weeks later. For the practical, it is not assessed as you go. It is an endpoint assessment. So again, you'll be studying all of these practical skills with your tutor, getting the skill sets ready. So when you get to March, April, you'll be assessed with one sort of big exam that covers all of the practical you've learned throughout the academic year. And again, you'll be getting your results 6 to 8 weeks later as well. Now, for our carpentry courses, we have site carpentry and bench joinery. Now, people quite often, a lot of students quite often say, what's the difference between those? A bench joiner would be someone who is manufacturing something like a window or a door, so they're actually building them, where a site carpenter would be someone who's going to be going and fitting them on a building site. So quite commonly, a bench joiner would be working in a workshop, where a site carpenter would be out on site. So a level 2 site carpentry, again, 1-year program. All of our courses are 1 year. Okay, the expectation is that you leave school and you'll be studying hopefully within MidKent College for another 2 years. Okay, so you will fit 2 courses in within that time. Okay, so choosing that course and choosing them wisely is very important. Okay, so quite commonly the level 2 carpenters, which incorporates the site and the bench, they will do a level 2 site year 1, and they may do level 2 bench on year 2. That doesn't mean you have to do that. If you're passionate about carpentry, it makes sense. If it's not, you might decide, right, actually, I've enjoyed my site carpentry experience, but I'm going to try something completely different. But choosing wisely is very important, and we've got an excellent careers team here to support you with that decision. Okay, so site carpentry, learn to fit doors, door linings, architraves, skirting boards, dado rails, Okay, you'll be fitting joists, floors. Okay, where when we move in onto the joinery, again, going back to what I said earlier, you're going to be looking at more manufacturing, windows, doors, and staircases. Is the skill more? That's dependent who you talk to, but I think equally, both the site and the bench are equally skill set people. Okay, so workshops, bricklaying workshops, outstanding. We use the bricklaying workshop for our bricklaying apprentices and for all the bricklaying aspects of the multi-trades level 1, which is the construction skills program, and the level 2 maintenance operations. So we quite often take students into there to do their bricklaying practice, and then the actual multi-trades maintenance workshop is where we do the plastering, the flooring, tiling, painting, the list goes on. Okay, so have a long think about the course you want to do, and we look forward to seeing you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Doug. We have had a couple of technical problems while Doug's been speaking as well. I think I disappeared at one point, Doug disappeared at one point. Hopefully you've all been able to hear us, at least if you've not been able to see us. Apologies for that. Obviously, we're at the mercy of the internet and our broadband connections, either at home or at the college. So apologies if you have missed anything. What I will say is that when we finish today, you'll be sent automatically a recording of this session. So if you did miss anything because one or both of us dropped out at any point, you will be able to go back and see it all again. So hopefully that was okay. Doug, I've got a couple of questions for you, if that's okay, and I'll get us started because people might just need a bit of time to process what they've just heard to ask their questions in the chat window. So my first question for you really is, could you tell me a little bit about your industry experience and the experience that you've got within your team that benefits our students? Because we hold ourselves up as one of our key strengths is that our tutors have all got real practical, hands-on industry experience in the subjects they teach. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I was a student at MidKent in 1996, and done an apprenticeship as a decorator and plasterer. I then did, say, 10 years out on site, running my own small sort of sole trade business. Coming to teaching about 11 years ago. Also continue to run my business outside of here, and that really for me is to sort of keep myself industry ready. And the students, I think the students really like the way that works. They see that I'm out in the industry still. I'm not a school teacher. I'm someone who is here to support them on getting a trade and supporting them with their future. Now, that's the same with a lot of the rest of our staff as well. A lot of the carpenters, bricklayers, have still got their hand in on the trade. If they're full-time at the college, quite often you'll find them working half terms, weekends, keeping their hand in, and which just sort of keeps us up to date. You can get quite out of date if you worked at a college and didn't keep your hand in on, as in, techniques, materials, processes change, things improve, and we need to sort of keep up to date with that, which we do. That's
brilliant. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some of the sort of training and development packages that we put in place for our staff involve actually giving you the time to go out and do some of that industry work as well, again, just to make sure that you're keeping up to date with what's going on. So that's fantastic. Thank you. I'm going to come on in a minute and talk about study programs and all the different bits that fall into a study program. But in terms of English and maths, which is one of the things I'm going to talk about, how does English and maths development for our students work alongside what they're doing practically in the workshops?
Well, I'd say if we start off with English is, it's with us all the time. A lot of the English students always say, right, the English and maths, how's that going to be embedded in the course? Now, for an English point of view, in the theory, in the classroom, we do a lot of part of one of their units, the 202 unit, is about site documents. So we do quite often get them writing out quotes, invoices, and that's just gets them used to using their and developing their English skills, but in a way that's relevant, going to be relevant to their industry when they leave college. From a maths perspective, again, workshop, if they're working out volumes for concrete, if they're working out materials, how much square meters of wallpaper or paint they need to paint a bay out, or plaster, how many bags of plaster. Quite often the students are doing the maths, but they're not even realising they're doing it because it's part of the process of being a tradesperson. So we cover that quite well, yeah. Naturally occurs.
That's fantastic. And you also talked a little bit about the fact that students come in at whatever level they start, they tend to progress a little bit within the college and through the levels before then moving out into industry. Have you got any sort of examples or things that come to mind in terms of the kind of places that our students have gone on to when they've actually left the college?
Yeah, we're heavily involved with Taylor Wimpey, big building developer. We get a lot of our students go on to do apprenticeships with them, and then obviously stay at the college on sort of day release. That's for carpenters, painters, and the bricklayers as well. We've had some success stories with students going to work for the council to work as tradespeople, and some even starting up their own businesses very, very quickly, even though they're young. We have some real success stories, and I must say it's great to see sort of vans driving around, Simon Advantage students you've sort of taught over the years. It's pretty rewarding.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move on to the last piece of our session today. But obviously, if anyone's got any other questions they want me to put to Doug, please in the chat and we can deal with those for you. Just to give you a little bit more information about the college generally, really. In case you're not aware, we've got two campuses. So we've got our Medway campus, which is in Gillingham, and our Maidstone campus, which is just up the Tunbridge Road, up at the Oakwood Park complex. And Doug will either nod or shake his head vigorously at me when I say that our construction trades courses are offered at both of those campuses. So if you're looking to study, you can do that either in Medway or in Maidstone. In terms of how you can access those campuses, they're both pretty accessible, really. We've got bus stops that are literally directly out. And obviously, if you are walking in or coming by public transport, incredibly easy. We do have parking available for students in Maidstone. That's not something we're able to offer to students in Medway at the moment. I mentioned study programs a little bit earlier on. That's because your work with us when you come to MidKent College is basically 4 different components coming together. So you've got your technical and professional qualification. Now, in this instance, that's your construction crafts program, but we'll also work with you on your English and math. So that might be functional skills. It might be that you're working towards a reset of your GCSEs if you didn't quite get the grades that you wanted there, or if you did get those grades, it might be some additional activities just to make sure you keep those skills sharp, because as Doug said, those communication skills and those abilities to make calculations on site are really useful for you when you move on from here and into industry. And employers are always telling us that those key skills of English and maths are things that they really value. You'll also have an aspect of your time here which is around personal development. You'll have a progress and performance tutor who will work with you through your time here, and they'll do lots of fantastic, interesting stuff, which is as varied as looking after your health and well-being, right the way through to helping you with work-ready interviews before you go out and do interviews for real with employers. And you'll also have quite a sizable industry placement aspect to your program too, where you'll be going out into work, into relevant work with an employer that is local and does the kind of work that you're training to do to move into in the future. And you'll be spending time there to put your skills into practice. We do offer apprenticeships at the college too, and we've got some apprenticeships that are linked to the construction trades as well. If you are interested in an apprenticeship, what I mean by that is that you are in employment and you are with an employer working out in a business, but getting training that works alongside your employment to qualify you, then we do have a separate webinar for apprenticeships coming up a little bit later on this week. So if you go to the page where you registered for this session on our website, then you can register for the apprenticeships one to find out more about that too. I talked to our course inquiries team last week, and I said, well, what are the questions that you normally get asked when people are looking for some more information? And these are the questions they gave me. So I just wanted to cover those off here briefly, just in case it's useful for you. In terms of how many days a week you'll be at college, now that would normally be three to 3.5 days a week on site at the college. Now, obviously, because of coronavirus and because of social distancing measures, what we do in September may look a little bit different. I'm sure you can imagine that, we've got 8,000 students, so bringing all of those students onto site to be in classrooms and workshops with tutors, that's a real challenge for us in terms of maintaining those distances. So next year it may look slightly different. It may be that we've got a blended learning model where, yes, you come in and you do some work in the college in really small, really tightly controlled groups, but then you also do some work remotely, virtually supported by your tutors online as well. So we're still working through the model there, but I think that the priority for us is that we want to keep everybody safe. So all of our students, all of our staff, we want to keep you safe, and we'll make the right decisions about what we can and can't do on site here at the college with that in mind. In terms of studying more than one subject, no, this isn't like staying on at school to do A-levels and choosing a mix of subjects. So you choose a subject. Now, Doug's talked to us about multi-trades qualifications where you're looking at a few different trades within your qualification, but that qualification itself is your focus. So yeah, it's one subject with us. In terms of progressing to university, it all depends what you want to do with your future. But certainly our level 3 programs do have some eligibility for UCAS points as well, which can help you with that. We've got a team that can support applications to get into university as well. In terms of the different levels, Doug's talked about that briefly already, so I won't spend much time here, but broadly speaking, a level 2 qualification is equivalent to GCSEs and a level 3 qualification is equivalent to A-levels. Now, if you're not sure what level you ought to be studying at, or you're looking at our eligibility criteria and you're not sure where you're going to fit, what I would say to you is just apply anyway. It's our job and our responsibility to help you be on the right program at the right level. So, just apply, make that our problem. Once we've spoken to you as part of your interview, we'll help you decide which route you go down and which level you should be on. In terms of how much programs cost, if you're 16 to 18, then the government funds your program for you. If you are an adult learner, by that we mean over 19, then there are fees that are applicable, but there are concessions with that as well. And I should at this point just point you towards the top right of the screen. There's a tab that says handouts, and we've put in there for you a few different handouts, one of which is some Q&A and some questions and answers about student finance. So it's well worth taking the time to download those before you leave the session today, just so you've got those bits available to you. And then finally, is there a deadline to apply? We've been accepting applications on these programs since November last year. And while it's entirely possible that we'll get to sort of the first couple of weeks of September this year and still be accepting applications, that will depend on whether or not we've got spaces available at that point. So my advice would be, if you've made a decision and you know what you want to study, then head to our website and get your application in as soon as you can. The sooner we've got your application, the sooner we can arrange an interview for you, either with Doug or one of Doug's colleagues, and we can get your place secure and ready for September for you. So yeah, is there a deadline to apply? No, but the sooner you get that in, the better. If we get to September and courses are full, then what we'd have to do is put you on a waiting list, and then we could offer you a space if one became available. In terms of just college life generally, I've already said this next year, things could be slightly different, but we've got a student engagement team that does lots of fantastic things for our students throughout the year, in terms of providing interesting and engaging activities and fun stuff for you to do around our campuses. We've also got opportunities for you to go and see our music students perform. Our performing arts students put on shows throughout the year as well. So lots of opportunities to do things and get involved in college life. Our students do a lot of fundraising as well, and we're really proud that this year, as our charity of the year, we're supporting Air Ambulance Kent, Surrey, Sussex. So there'll be lots of opportunities to do fundraising through the year for them as well. Now, if you've spent the last 5 or 6 years at school, the prospect of changing where you study and coming somewhere new, that might be a bit nerve-wracking for you. So we've got plenty of support in place to help you make that adjustment and make that change. I've already mentioned the finance document up in the handout section for you. So there is financial support and bursary support available for students subject to eligibility. So have a look at that document and you'll see what's there for you. We've got a student welfare team and we've got student counsellors who are available to speak to you if you need someone to talk to. Lots of support available in class as well, and we've got a fantastic careers team that are there, that Doug mentioned as well, who are there to help you really shape out where you want to go in the future and how you're going to get there. One other thing with support is that we do have an additional learning support team. So if you do have additional learning needs, we have got a dedicated team that are there to support you with that as well. Probably the best thing to do if you want to find out more about that is to follow the link on the slide there and go to the help and advice section on our website where you can find out more. So in terms of what's next, I think, we've already talked about the fact that it's important to get your application in. If we can get your place secure for you before the summer, then it means it's one less thing for you to worry about, and you can just enjoy your summer. So yeah, if you go to our website, you can search for your program and submit your application. And if you use your predicted grades on your application, that's absolutely fine, and that'll be brilliant, and that we can do everything we need to do from that for you. One final thing, which is that if we haven't covered something that you would have wanted us to have talked about today, or you need some extra help or some more information to help you make a decision, then we've got our course inquiries team here to help you. So you can reach them on the phone on 01634 40 20 20 if you want to speak to someone. If you would rather use the live chat service available on our website, then if you head to midkent.ac.uk, then that's there for you as well. Or you can drop them an email to course.enquiries@midkent.ac.uk. So that's all we've got to cover in our webinar this afternoon. So I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. I hope some of the technical problems didn't spoil your experience too much, but thank you again to you, Doug, for taking the time out of your day to speak to us as well. And yeah, we hope to see you in September. But for now, goodbye.